Hello everyone, how's it going? It's Spicykmchi here, it's your lovely Asian boy here again with another video. Now today I'm sure you're wondering about this video, as you can see from the title. Yes, today I'm going to be talking about Pokemon. But not just Pokemon in general, but specifically the new generation, Pokemon Gen 10, Winds and Waves. Now I'm sure all of you guys have seen the the Pokemon I forgot what you call it, like the Pokemon news, and you watch the live, and like all the stuff that Pokemon has released in that little segment kind of thing, right? Like we all seen all like the new Pokemon games coming out and all this new stuff that has to do with Pokemon, right? And it's got everyone excited. And and the one thing that stood out the most that I took away from that video was obviously the new Gen 10 Pokemon game, Winds and Waves. And who would have thought they actually made it? They made it into fruition. Finally. Like even I was surprised, I was like, damn, what is this? Like is this just like a show, or is this like a trailer for something else, not like a mainline Pokemon game, but it's like another Pokemon Snap, or like another Pokemon game where like you take pictures of Pokemon or feed them or this and that. It's not like a like an actual mainline Pokemon game, but no, it was an actual mainline Pokemon game, a whole new generation, Gen 10. And it's got me excited because it's not just like in that, because like the whole setting of the whole theme and the whole influence of the new generation is like Southeast Asia, right? Like it's themed around it's the whole theme of it's revolving around Southeast Asia. Damn, my brain is just not working, isn't it? It is just not working. But yeah. And that's what's so cool. It's like like even though it's like like sort of the Indonesian part of it, right? But it's still it's still Southeast Asia. And you can see all even the water graphics. Did you guys see the water graphics? Holy shit, that thing was so high quality. Better than Violet and Scarlet and Sword and Shield. Bro, that shit was top tier. It's like I was looking at like a PC game. Like, this is crazy. How are they going to run this on the Switch too? Well, I mean, you've got games like the newly released Resident Evil 9, which I'm yet to play, which I want to play. I mean, that shit looks amazing. RE9, my boy Leon is back in action. Oh, even though I've never played the Resident Evil series myself, but I know that guy is the man. I've watched some of the movies of Resident Evil, of Resident Evil. I've seen the movies, I've watched the movies, so I know a bit about it. I know that the residents are indeed evil. But anyway, I'm talking about Pokemon here, not about something else. But yeah, getting back onto the topic of Pokemon. Like all the fans are making these new these fan made Pokemon for the new generation, oh yeah, Winds and Wake, this and that, and all sorts of things like that. And Pokemon was like, what, we'll give the fans what they want. Bah! New trailer drop for mainline Pokemon. Bang! Here it is, and it looks amazing. But the thing is, with this new game, I just hope that they don't mess it up, right? Like you see with Sword, or not just with Sword and Shield, but it's more the case of if there's gonna be any bugs, if the quality of the game can keep up, right? Like you see in Scarlet and Violet, the game does get a bit jittery, it does get a bit stuttery, and the graphics and the quality of the game, it's like, when you play the game, you can see when you play Scarlet and Violet, it's not really all that great. like the Pokemon sprites and the NPCs, when you see them from far away, they're moving at 1 frame per second. It's and you can see underneath the ground and everything like that. Even in the new Pokemon Legend ZA, or is it Z or Azia? It's Z. I'm pretty sure it's Legend ZA, right? Like people have found like like bugs in the game where, well, not really bugs, but it's just like you can like bug yourself out the game. You can see like a whole void like underneath buildings, like it looks a bit unfinished and like it's not rendered properly. You know what I mean? So I just hope that, I mean, look, they did say that, well, it did show that the game for Pokemon Winds and Waves is going to be released next year in 2027, which is good. Like they finally heard us. They finally heard the fans. They are taking their time with the game. Like that's what we want. That's what we want. Okay, Pokemon? But that's what we want. We want a perfect, beautiful Pokemon game where everything runs smoothly. Everything runs smoothly. Like the game looks so good. The water graphics, amazing. Okay, spectacular. Alright? It looks like straight of an RPG PC game on Steam, okay? It looks unreal. Alright? Everything else looks unreal as well. Excuse my voice. Like everything looks unreal. The characters, the Pokemon designs, everything looks very, very nice indeed. That I can say. But I just hope that nothing goes wrong. When they do finish the game or when they release the game. I just hope that like there's no bugs, there's no issues, there's no rendering, stuff going on when you play the game. There's no stuttering, there's no jittering. You know what I mean? So that's what I hope. That's what I hope for the game. But enough about the game itself. Let's talk about the real thing, okay? About every mainline Pokemon game, okay? The main thing, and it's about 3 things. The starters. The starter Pokemon. Now, I love the designs. I really do. I love the designs. You have an Angry Bird, a Pomeranian dog, and a gecko. Now, I was like, when I first watched the trailer of this, unfortunately enough, I didn't get to record myself and watch of my reaction watching this, because it was for me when they were doing the Pokemon Direct. That's the one. That's what it's called, Pokemon Direct. When they were doing the Pokemon Direct live stream, it was literally at like 2 a.m. And so I was in my bed watching it on my phone. I'm like, oh shit, oh that, oh So I didn't want to wake up my parents in the next room like over me getting excited over the Pokemon game. Otherwise, I would have walked in the door and be like, shut the fuck! I'm trying to save. Who do you think you are? So yeah. But look, at least I can give my thoughts now about everything. I mean, look at them. They look adorable. First of all, they do look cute. However, as I'm sure that everyone can agree, I do want the dog to be on 4 legs. Okay. Now, for me personally, I don't have an issue if they do make the dog. If they do make like a starter that has 4 legs, and then through the second evolution and then through the third final evolution, they just become like humanoid, or like they just stand up and on like 2 legs, like you know what I mean. Like for me, it's not really an issue for me, but like at the same time, it's like we've already got Emboar, right? Emboar, you've got Fennekin. And then you've got other starters that like originally started off with 4 legs and then they became 2-legged, right? I mean, you do have Oshawott, and then its final evolution was 4 legs, right? So there are some starters that start with 4 legs, end up with 2 legs, or they start with 2 legs and they end up with 4 legs, right? So yeah, for me it doesn't really matter. All that matters to me is how they're going to look. Right, how their second evolution is going to look, how their third and final evolution is going to look, what kind of typing will they give them throughout their evolution. Like that's for me, that's my worry. Like their design, what if they make them like if they make them stand up in 2 legs, 4 legs, it doesn't really matter much to me. But you know what, I do hope they do keep the Pomeranian dog on 4 legs. I do hope so. Like, don't even, like, you know, like, without even standing on 2 legs, you know. I mean, they did do, like, they did do it for Fred Coco, right? And the funny thing is about Fred Coco, I thought it was like a horse, or like a donkey, but it was actually just like a bloody crocodile, or like an alligator. So that's the funny thing. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about the game. You know, I hope good things will come to the game. I hope, you know, everyone is excited for the game. You know, it's just that my worries for the game is just for it not to have any bugs, not for it to, you know, be or jittery or stuttery, just to have, you know, good gameplay and mechanics and all sorts of things like that. Nothing to go wrong. That's all. And the starters, yeah, that's. I mean, it's just funny. I just find this bird so funny. Like, look at him. Look at his eyebrows. Brout. Literally an angry bird. Oh my days. Angry bird. I still can't get over it. But look. As far as I'm concerned, you know, their designs are unique. You know, they are unique compared to, like, you know, like your previous generation of Pokemon. Like, these designs are very unique. Even though we have another bird Pokemon, we have another bird, but you know, that's fine. I mean, we have Decidueye, which are, you know, Rowlet, and then I think we had another flying type starter, which I forgot. I mean, does Torchic count? I don't know, because it's third and final I mean, you know, it's second evolution and third evolution. It just became like a martial arts bird kind of thing, you know. It doesn't really count as, like, it doesn't have wings. You know, so I mean, it's still a bird, but it's not like, it doesn't have wings. It just has like claws. So I don't know. But yeah, no, you know, apart from that, I'm excited for the game. You know, this game may convince me to buy a Switch 2. This game may convince me to buy a Switch 2, honestly. Like, when it releases and like, you know, everything is fine, right? Like, you know, like when they first release the game, everything is fine, everything is all good. It might convince me to buy the Switch 2. I don't know, maybe. I've played, like, you know, I've played Sword and Shield, and I've played Scarlet and Violet. Well, I played Sword, and then I played Violet on my siblings' Nintendo Switch, and they have a Nintendo Switch Lite. You know, not the original Switch, the Lite Switch, which is still good. You know, it's still playable. It's still good. I played it on that, which is not too bad, but still, you know, regardless of what Switch you're using. I mean, I think now they did say that every and all updates that are going to come onto the Nintendo handheld Switch is going to all go to the Nintendo Switch 2, which is a bit unfortunate for people who have the Switch Lite and Switch 1, but I guess that's just how it is. I mean, you know, the newer model has to get all the updates. So, but yeah, I am excited. I mean, you know, let's just watch it a bit here. You know, let's just, like, I mean, look at this, like, you know, come on, like, look at how detailed this thing is. This is crazy. This is insane. Like, this looks so sick. Look at, like, you know what I mean? The water graphics, the lighting, the animation, everything. It looks so sick. Like, whoo, damn. Like, everything looks so cool. Obviously, you know, this is just like a teaser, trailer. You know, as you would do to showcase, you know, like, oh, what they're working with, or what they're starting to do for the new mainline game. But yeah, look at him, Mr. Angry Bird, Brout, Ponbon, and Gekwa. But yeah, hang on though. I do want to say one thing though. that dragon over there on the right, that is a legendary. I know they haven't. I know, like, in every Pokemon game, they do show the box legendaries of the games. But in this first trailer, they haven't. But they did tease it. Right there. Right there. That pink cloud with the dragon-looking, worm, lizard-looking thing. Yeah, sorry about that. I just had a bit of technical difficulties, if you will. My the USB is sort of disconnected from the cable. The cable disconnected from the port. So that was a bit embarrassing. But anyway, you know, that's enough about that, about me and Pokemon. Just wanted to share my thoughts about the new Pokemon game, that I'm excited for it. And you know, I hope you guys are excited for it too. You know, the ones that have seen the Pokemon Direct and the new starters, I'm sure everyone's excited. It's Pokemon. Come on, it is Pokemon. Who is not excited for Pokemon? You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, you know, hope you enjoyed these videos. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and my little tangent, my little rant about the new Pokemon game that's going to be released next year. You know, I'm glad to see that, you know, they are taking their time with this game. They're not releasing it this year. If anything, you know, this is what I like about video games. They actually take their time and they release games either in the next 1 year or 2 years, because that, you know, that way it gives them time. It gives the developers time to actually, you know, mold everything and fix everything. Any kind of bugs or issues that could occur in the game, they could just pick it out and be like, nope, take that in, put this in, and voila. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. That's all to it. So yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this lovely video of me going on about Pokemon and how excited I am for the new mainline Generation 10, and about the starters as well. Can't wait to play the game. I can't wait to buy a Switch 2 just to play the game. I'm not gonna play any other game besides that Pokemon game. Well, obviously I might play other Switch games, of course. But you know, the number one priority is that game, wins and waves. So yeah, that is my main priority. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching once again. It's been your boy Spicykmchi. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Oyasumi nasai.